Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chris and Jim. We're here to break down the Star Trek Into Darkness trailer that just debuted.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff revealed in this trailer. If you've seen the IMAX 3D preview that's playing in front of certain prints of The Hobbit, you'll notice some callbacks to that. Here we get some empty halls in the Enterprise, the foreboding empty captain's chair. Captain Kirk here wearing the a flight suit, and we'll see a few scenes later on him in action in that flight suit. And Bruce Greenwood's Admiral Pike is doing the voiceover here. Now here, let's back up here. This is Kirk and McCoy. Again, from the IMAX preview, they're running through the red vegetation of the planet Nibiru, which is a planet that they're trying to save from a volcano without violating the Prime Directive. And here...
Jumping into the ocean, right? And the Enterprise is underwater somewhere.
That's right. They have little wetsuits on underneath there, and they're gonna get back to the ship. Now here, this is the planet Kronos, which is the Klingon homeworld. Their mission brings them there. So yes, the Klingons are in the movie. We were able to confirm this. We were at the Bad Robot offices last week, and this is indeed the planet Kronos.
And we'll get another look at that later. Now, this is, you'll see Chekhov has actually switched uniforms.
Yeah, he's a red shirt now, which means he's been transferred to engineering. Of course, Anton Yelchin back. Here we get the roll call of returning characters. This is interesting. We believe that is our first look at John Harrison, the villain played by Benedict Cumberbatch in the movie, witnessing the destruction he hath wrought.
Yeah, and it looks like probably San Francisco.
Yeah, we're going to see an attack on Starfleet coming up here pretty quickly. Now this...
It's interesting, something missing here.
Yeah, this is a flyover. You'll notice the formation. There's a missing ship, which would mean basically a man down.
And then this next image, man down, obviously.
Yeah, the honor guard, a burial. And we get a good look there at more Starfleet dress uniforms. We'll see Kirk and his shortly. Now here, this is the big scene that everyone is talking about. These, at first, we were thinking, oh, coffins. No, what coffin has a window on it?
A morbid coffin, yeah.
Yes, with moisture and frost on there. This is definitely, it appears to be a callback to Space Seed, the Star Trek episode from the original series, where Khan and his Botany Bay crew were basically in cryo sleep for a couple of 100 years. You'll notice those two men in the background?
Yeah, and the guy on the left could maybe be Khan, actually.
He could possibly be Khan because you'll see some high-resolution screen grabs out there online. The man has slick back hair. It's black in a ponytail, and that was how Khan looked in Space Seed. And the man on the right could very well be John Harrison. So, speculation is maybe John Harrison, everyone's thinking he's Khan. What if he's an acolyte of Khan who is out to essentially bust him out?
Yeah, and there's lots of Khan rumors out there right now, so it could actually fit with some of the rumors that we're hearing.
Now, let's see, coming up here, we get a good look at, come on, there we go, John Harrison, our first look at the villain, played by Benedict Cumberbatch. You'll notice he's in essentially the villain's prison of choice these days, the glass wall.
Yeah, and he's wearing the Starfleet pajamas there, and we don't know whether that's just a prison uniform or he's actually a member of Starfleet. So that remains to be seen.
Yeah, maybe it's just something they threw him in when he was captured. We don't know. Here, this is interesting
and awesome.
This is, remember the space jump from the first movie? They appear to be doing another version of it in this movie, and we're thinking that's Kirk because we're going to see him in the flight suit later on. Of course, he's navigating a minefield here.
Shades of Halo in that.
Not a minefield, an asteroid. Here. All right, that little guy right down there, that's Mr. Spock.
Little Spock.
This is the volcano on the planet Nibiru that we saw them running through earlier. They're there to save the planet, and this is where the IMAX 3D preview basically leaves off on a cliffhanger note. Enterprise looking worse for wear. Let's go back here.
Yeah, you see some gravity compromised folks here. Looks like Kirk on the right, Uhuru in the center. This is what we're guessing. Uhuru, and and Scotty on the left there.
Yeah, I mean that could be a horror stunt double, maybe, or maybe it's meant to be a different crew person. But it would seem that they would want to try and save Ahura.
Or everybody. Ooh, look at this. Possible bird of prey?
Yeah, this is the Cleon homeworld of Kronos. Very cool looking place. And yeah, if it's not a bird of prey, it definitely has a similar wing structure. There are different types of Cleon warship classes.
And it looks like they're chasing a Starfleet pod vessel.
Yeah, a shuttle. So let's move ahead here. Captain Kirk. Now, what's interesting here is that it looks a little different because Kirk's hair is flipped around. For a minute there, I thought maybe they had changed the frame there, flipped the frame. Now here, of course, Spock and Uhura, an item in the original movie. Let's see how their relationship plays out in this one. But this is the outfits they're wearing. Is the kind of away team uniform that they wear on the planet Kronos. That again confirmed to us on our Bad Robot set visit. Now, let's go back to this beautiful banshee screaming here.
And she's quite a famous character in the Star Trek
this
realm.
is Alice Eve playing Dr. Carol Marcus. She is Kirk's ex-flame in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, lending more credence to the Khan rumors. You'll notice she's wearing the blue Starfleet uniform of the Science Division. And, of course, she becomes the mother of Kirk's son, David Marcus. But, with an altered timeline now, who knows if that even, pans out. Maybe she dies in this one. Who knows?
But they're definitely going to hook up.
But it's definitely Carol Marcus. That was confirmed to us by Bad Robot.
And now here, this guy is plunking a...
that is not an Alka-Seltzer.
It looks like a Starfleet ring down into that water.
Yeah.
What's the story with that?
Now, this guy here, he is the dad from the IMAX 3D preview that's now out in theaters. He makes a deal with John Harrison to save his ailing daughter. What that deal is, we would imagine, involves some sort of betrayal of Starfleet.
He's crying.
He's crying. He's wearing his uniform, and he is dropping. You can get a good look at a certain point here at the insignia that matches the Starfleet ring insignias seen online. So, yeah. And you know what's also interesting about that, and we'll pause here for a second, the ring underwater, kind of like the Enterprise going underwater, all that.
Symbolism.
This is Captain Kirk again in that flight suit, and we're going to notice his face mask is cracking.
Oh, and I just noticed the Starfleet insignia on that helmet as well.
Yeah.
Right
So it's also got kind of like a Commander Cody look going on there. Just to back up here, the planet Kronos. This appears to be Captain Kirk beating the living bejesus out of Benedict Cumberbatch.
And there's Benedict Cumberbatch maybe trading a punch.
That's right.
But in a different location.
Plasma rifle, Starfleet rifle, and then we get the nice look at Kirk's Starfleet dress uniform. This is kind of cool. We get to see Spock basically base jumping, and this appears to be...
Which is what we've been waiting for since the original series.
Starfleet in San Francisco, maybe? And then here, this looks like the Enterprise crashing into the water.
Yeah, and I mean, definitely, well, before, we were talking about it being submersible, or submersible, I should say.
Yeah, it can't do that in established Trek lore. I believe it was Voyager that could land on planets. So the fact that, one, the Enterprise we saw in the reboot being built on Earth when it was built in space before, the fact that we know it can go underwater, something it could never do before, they're definitely switching it up here in the J.J. Abrams universe. And now, here we go, the big shot everyone's talking about. Hand to hand.
Now, people think this is Kirk and Spock, but I don't think it is. I think that is the arm of Harrison there. You can see he's wearing those pajamas we were talking about, that dark gray. And I do think that's Spock, but it could be a sort of mind meld or,
Yeah, I mean,
transference.
we did see Harrison behind glass just a little bit earlier. Maybe it's some sort of party of information. Or, let's say for the sake of conversation, if it is Kirk on the other side of the glass, could we be looking at maybe a switcheroo with Kirk dying and Spock having to break the rules to bring him back? But I think this is a red herring. It probably is Harrison.
Yeah, I think it's just them communicating.
Yeah, or just saying, hey, bud. All right, folks. Well, that'll about do it. We'll bring you more on Star Trek Into Darkness as it comes out. Thanks for listening.